Hi, I'm Sridhar, co-founder at B2Brain. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of how you can use B2Brain at events, trade shows, and conferences to capture leads, put your notes, book follow-up meetings, drive up LTM, the leads to meeting metrics, which contributes to your pipeline. We'll do like a step-by-step walkthrough, and at specific points, I'll also talk about why B2Brain is more effective for you at events, meeting several kinds of companies, prospects, customers, and people in your pipeline. Why this is better than the event scanner that you're used to getting because it just jump starts and accelerates your pipeline efforts and event effectiveness. I'm just opening the B2Brain app. It's available on the iOS App Store, and you can also install it as a web app on your Android, and you can go from there. Um, Here, I can see the list of events I've been to, and I can choose if I'm at a particular event, I can choose that event, and therefore all the scans and notes that I do from that event get tagged with this label. So it's easy for you to sort because all the information comes up on a dashboard that's accessible by your team, and the data can be downloaded as a spreadsheet at any point in time along with the enriched contact information. I can scan in a couple of different ways. One is I can take a picture of a badge or a business card. We don't read the QR code of an event, so we want you to take the picture of a badge or a business card so long as it contains a person's name and company name. That is sufficient for the app to recognize and do the whole enrichment. Or I can also upload, let's say, for example, I'm on a flight back home after a show and I've got a bunch of business cards. I can also upload, the pictures from my gallery to kind of for the app to scan it and identify. So it'll ask for camera permissions. I'm going to take a picture of this badge and I'll click use photo. When I click use photo, it identifies the person and the company, and I can use it to add my own notes. I can, of course, type. This is a type note. I can sync it to my CRM. I've connected my HubSpot to it. It connects to HubSpot and Salesforce today. We'll add more CRMs later. Or I can always save a note, which just is saved within the B2Brain system, does not send it into your CRM, right? I can also add a voice note. And as I add a voice note, I can also say something like, let's say I met this person and I had a great conversation. I want to schedule a follow-up meeting with them next Wednesday at noon. I can say that. It'll ask for, of course, mic permissions. And then I'll just say, great conversation. We're going to schedule a follow-up meeting next Wednesday at noon, and we need to discuss product strategy. I click save. It transcribes that, and then it syncs this data into my HubSpot. Once it syncs this data into my HubSpot, it analyzes the note and identifies that I want to schedule a meeting next Wednesday at noon, right? So I just send, and it's gone. It saved that, right? I can go back to the recent, and it'll show me all the people I've met in the with the latest ones on top. So if I had met a bunch of people, didn't have time to add their notes, I can go back in time, open one of them, and add additional notes for them, right? So I can go back and look at it. Now, let's say I remember I met somebody from another company, and I want to see, I remember the person in the company, who it was. Now it shows me this is the person I had met, right? It's easy for me to kind of go back in time to see all the conversations I've had. If I want to invite a colleague of mine who needs to use the app, I'll just invite them using their email. I put that here and they'll get an invite and they go from there. So that's a very quick demo of the app. The app enriches my contact information, the person's contact information, and brings it up in this dashboard. Right now, you can see this was the piece of information that I scanned. So it gives my email, it gives my LinkedIn, it brings up the name of the event that was there on the badge. It brings it brings the name of the person who scanned it. If there are multiple people in a company, then it brings them up. It brings the date of the scan, all the notes that I had added while scanning. It will also show the picture that was scanned, also publish the audio file that I added as part of the voice note. The business emails and the LinkedIn profiles of people are brought in. The data gets enriched. We have more than 99% completion rate of all the scans. I can go and download this at any point in time. As you do more events, you can filter by various events and pick only the specific event data, or you can also filter by the people in your team who would have scanned. You can filter by the dates, or you can filter by the specific accounts. So all of this information is available to you, and it becomes very easy for you to have a sense of how did this event actually take place, and how have your team performed and delivered on this event. Once an event gets over, the next morning, your team gets this report, the highlights of how did this event go for you all, including the LTM metric, the leads to meeting metric, which is a contributor to the pipeline. In addition, it'll also show you specific quality opportunities, how many meetings, how many demos, how many other pieces of intel are valuable to your team. All of this is done as part of the analysis of the notes. If your team can make sure that you're capturing good quality notes, particularly around qualification of the prospect or the visitor, what are the potential next steps, what are the things that need to be discussed, it becomes an extremely context rich set of information that your team can act on, and including the other people in your sales and marketing and the GTM functions that are involved in working through your pipeline. This is a quick product walkthrough of B2Brain. As I said, the app is available on iOS App Store. You can even scan this QR code and download it, and it's also available as a web app for the Android phones. We look forward to you using the product.